When Elyn's husband, Tim, died in his sleep at age 43, she and her 8-year-old daughter were blindsided.
He died in October, and my first thought was to get through the holidays because I had a child. And in taking the next step, I found that there were no groups in my area that accommodated what I needed, really. I needed somebody who understood the challenges of being a single parent with a child that needed a lot of support.
Not finding what she needed, in May 2007, Elyn created Young Widows and Widowers based in Newtown, Connecticut.
Especially when you're new in the situation, that realizing in real life that people are going through the same thing that you're going through, it's very important to meet those people. So it was really that connection that was the single most important thing for me to find and to provide.
YWW, Young Widows and Widowers, is different.
The camaraderie of the other people who have experienced what I've experienced is unbelievably helpful. The focus is about moving forward. We share ideas. We read pieces that maybe someone has picked up along the way about how we're coping and how to help one another cope. The first group was more, I just felt it was people just telling their very sad story, and we all have one. I would really rather not tell mine too much anymore.
We have a thread of commonality, but we are there for different things. The first and foremost, of course, being to find out that you're not alone. In your old relationships, sometimes you feel like a third wheel. And this gives you the opportunity to be with other people and never feel like you're a third wheel.
Moving forward comes with bumps in the road or bad days.
Of course. But I always knew that if I had those kinds of days, that I would allow myself 24, 48 hours tops to process. But I never let it go past the 48 hours. I just knew I had to get up. The first and best thing you can do is to just be with people who don't want you to stop talking about your loss.
It's not something you can even pretend you understand until you go through it.
Because it is, psychologically, the most traumatic thing you can go through is losing a spouse. And until you meet like people who are also going through the same process, you think you're nuts, but you're not.
YWW, or any group, is just one piece in getting through grief.
After the sudden loss, I started something new then too. I started ballroom dancing, which I'm now competitively doing.
I saw a grief therapist earlier on, and I continue to see one every once in a while. And one of the things that we talked about was my discovering who I was without choice.
Medication for depression did not help.
And so the new grief therapist, we were talking about that, and she said, it's because you can't medicate grief. So that's where the group helps.
Doing well and moving forward sometimes means giving back.
And somewhere along the way, my need changed to serving other people. And it turned out to be a very healing and comfortable place for me to be.
One of the reasons that I'm still, after 9 years, I'm in this group still, is because I think that I may show what it looks like to move forward.
Now that I'm, a little farther out and a little more adjusted, and feel like I really am in the new normal, and probably getting much more solid in it as I go. So I just said, do you want help?
I've seen this group help a lot of people, and I am just so grateful that I was able to see an opportunity and make the opportunity into something.
From Newtown, for Crossroads Magazine, I'm Karrick.